Okay, this isn't exactly how I intended to start this off, but these are my thoughts right now because of a conversation I just had. So, I was debating with somebody about what constitutes a woman being a hoe when they have a gangbang fantasy, which, live your fucking life, dude. Guys would want to get gangbanged, all this stuff. By the way, I know I'm starting off so strong, but just hear me out and I'll try to move on to some lighter topics. But yeah, I was just having this conversation because if you're a girl, the whole thing is if you talk about wanting to be, gangbanged, it's fucked up. Like, no one wants to hear that. You're considered a hoe, all this type of stuff, right? Cool. But I think the thing that you need to take into account is fuck the double standard. Let's look at it Jesus. Fuck the double standard. Let's look at it from a perspective of, all right, you want to have sex. And as a man, me personally, you put 10 women in front of me, I am fucking 10 women. All right? I would not be considered a hoe, but they would be for some reason. But if a woman gets fucked by 10 dicks, she's definitely a hoe, but nothing gets said about anything. Like, nothing gets said to the man about it. But I think the thing that we're missing here is it's the act of the doing. Like, if you had one girl who went, I want 10 dudes, but she walked out the room with a cigarette in her mouth and a towel around her shoulder while the guys were face down, ass up, just wrung out. You know what I mean? She is not a hoe. I subscribe to that. If a woman does 10 men and she walks out of that room like anybody else, that's not a hoe, that's a champion. Or dominatrix, whatever you want to call it. And I think that logic really does need to apply because it is the act of the doing. The reason you're considered a hoe if you're a girl is because you're a pillow princess. You're getting rocked by 10 dicks. That's the reality of it. So yeah. And yes, the same logic applies. Not only are you a hoe if you're a man and you get fucked by one woman, all right, in a room full of 9 other dudes. Not only are you a hoe, but you're also a bitch. Why are you as a man sitting on your ass for that long while she rides you? By the way, I'm being so sarcastic now. But why are you as a man sitting on your ass while she rides you for that long? Like, she could do that with a dildo. She could literally get a suction cup dildo, put it right on the seat, and it's the same thing. She feels your chest only because it's just something to grab there. She can grab onto the fucking, like, the top of the chair. But, yes, that was my first thought. I'm sorry it was so vulgar, and it was just out the gate with this. But if anybody has any arguments, please, I want to hear them. I want to hear all of this. But I subscribe to the fact that, no, as a woman, you are not a hoe if you fuck 10 dudes and you walk out the room like, yeah, I fuck them. And no, it doesn't mean with a strap on. No. That's not what I'm saying. You did that. All right. But yeah, moving on to potentially lighter topics. Habib Nurmagomedov made a world-class facility in the mountains of Dagestan, which was very, very interesting. It's really cool, and I would not say anybody and everybody is allowed to train there because they're not. Specifically gay people. Yeah, I know he's Muslim, and, I know how Muslims feel towards homos, but I'm going to be very real about this. If your religion, if your belief is saying to hate on a group of people because they like something different than you that doesn't involve stabbing babies or robbing people or any other heinous crime besides putting it in some dude butt, I think you're wrong. Personally, I just, take the great things from your religion, especially the disciplined fact that you don't drink alcohol. That's great. Alcohol is clearly bad for your body, serves absolutely no purpose. And, try to be with one woman. Don't just sell yourself even as a man. Your body is a temple. All this stuff. But when you start, hating on gay, and I'm not saying he's hating like he's tweeting about it. I just saw a clip, and I would say if I, like, when I find it, I'll post it, but again, this is just going to be a black screen. If you want to see a more visual type of podcast, check out Discussions at the Cucamongas YouTube. So, yeah, it's just weird to me, because Khabib is quite literally doing the second gayest thing that a man can do with another man, and that is wrapping his legs around them, straddling them, and then putting his crotch in their face with an arm in between, just to make it a little less gay. Like, you are quite literally I mean, I do it too. I do jiu-jitsu. I get it. It's pretty gay. That's why I love Craig Jones', like, you know, whole demeanor and facade about the whole situation, because keep jiu-jitsu gay. But the only thing separating it is that you're just not penetrating them. So stop acting high and mighty like, oh, don't bring these homosexuals around me. That's nonsense, dude. People are fucking people. And not only that, and I get it, I might get a little, I don't know, fuck controversy. He's controversial. Bro, everything is a fucking bot farm. I don't want to hear it. It's just so weird that you would just feel that type of way to the point where you're like, do not bring these homosexuals around me. I know I attempted a Middle Eastern accent and absolutely butchered it, but it is what it is. Either way, yeah, the compound that Khabib built, honestly, it is a great thing. The guy clearly is a great man, considering all the things that he's done for his people, for his immediate family, for friends, for even acquaintances, to things he probably does for strangers, like on the street. And me complaining about how he feels about gay people, you know, that does not discredit this man in any regard. He went 29-0 in the UFC. The UFC, the hardest promotion to win a fucking title in, and that man did it, retired undefeated, for a noble cause, you know what I mean, regardless of what McGregor says, of he was running scared. I will learn to do accents, because it is the thing that holds my comedic brain back. There we go. I couldn't think of a word, so I just went with that. But either way, yeah. What else? I've currently been studying organs lately. That's kind of been my main topic, specifically the heart, because I'm going to pay for them soon. I'm going to take some phlebotomy and EKG classes, because I want those things under my belts. And sorry if that's loud, I'm also driving. But not only that, there was an old friend that I used to have that just became a doctor along with her now fiance. I'm very happy for them. I don't talk to, I never met the guy, but he's, I think general surgery, and then my friend is OBGYN. Just, dude, great on them, seriously. And her posting that made me inspired and made me go, oh, I really should learn more. Like, way fucking more. Like, I know I'm not in school for any type of medical stuff, and I haven't been in school for a long time, but we are biological robots. I think it would make a little bit of sense if everybody kind of understood and knew how their body worked to at least some capacity. So I'm really trying to work on... I'm combining it with my drawing and my art skills, because I'm fucking terrible. So I'm just trying to draw every organ with my right hand. I've also been working on writing with my left hand, which is getting pretty decent. Like, by decent, excuse me. By decent, I mean, it doesn't look like I have Parkinson's anymore when I write with my left hand. It doesn't look like chicken scratch kindergarten handwriting anymore. It's starting to look a little bit more cohesive. So I'm just trying to combine all my passions, skill buildings, and everything into packages that allow me to retain things. So I'm drawing organs. I made an outline on how I can kind of remember all the functions and, the primary, secondary ones, be able to draw these things from memory, be able to label these things, and not only draw them, I want to be able to cut things on the frontal plane, on the sagittal plane, and be able to understand, like the heart, for example. I could draw the heart okay right now, and I can basically do it from memory. If you gave me a piece of paper right now, I could draw the heart from memory. The ratios of the fucking vena cava and the aortic arch is going to be a little funky, but I could still draw it. But I can't draw it if I were to split it in half. On the frontal plane, where then you could see the atrium chambers, where you could see the ventricles and things like that. So I'm trying to learn so I can get to a better place in that regard, and I could just feel more confident, because honestly there's just too many lives that have been lived where people end up seeing the ones that they love the most in this world die because they can't do anything about it. They don't know what to do, so they have to rely on somebody else's knowledge and skill. And, that would be cool if this next generation of doctors, I know I just talked about my friend, they're going to be great. That besides these people that I'm talking about, they're going to be fantastic doctors. Everybody else, though, is a fucking sleazy salesman, and you fucking know it. Not, again, broad stroke statement. Please don't take anything I say seriously. But at the same time, take everything I say seriously. Take it personally, take it to heart, get offended, and tell your mother about it. So, I don't know. I work on so many fucking projects, and I have a problem with finishing things, and I get called out for it all the time. But I just try to get to a certain point with the projects where if I do leave it and I go do something else, at least I can come back and understand where it is that I left off. And it's kind of something I got from programming with, leaving comments and everything. It's like, okay, I still remember how this code works, and I can pick it back up. Because it used to be I would leave a project off at like 25%, 30% of the way done, and now I'm kind of leaving it at like more 50-ish, 55, and I'm trying to get to 70, and then eventually I start a project, I finish a project in an efficient and timely manner, and then I can move on to the next thing, which would be great. I really want to get to that point. So I need to keep practicing, need to keep studying, learning about different arrhythmias. Tachycardia means it goes fast. Bradycardia means it goes slow, like Tom Brady's 40 fucking yard dash time. So, yeah, it hasn't been a struggle, because honestly I've just been having a lot of fun. And a part of me wishes I did this sooner, but there was so much other life to live before, I really, started digging my brain or putting, the energy in my brain towards this stuff. So I'm just very excited to eventually take the classes. I'm pre-studying right now, so that way when I get to the courses, it's just a refresher. And then I can be perfectly ready to work in, a cardiologist office or anywhere else that they would need a EKG technician / phlebotomist. Speaking of jobs, I've mentioned it more on Minecraft. I haven't really mentioned my job, and I'm not going to go into details about my job, but I will say this. I've worked the same job under different companies, like the same type of role under different companies. Mostly because I like to gather notes and material on all the predatory practices that all these people, do and everything like that. And I think this company has one of the most fucked up things about it that truly I've ever heard of in my life. So there's this thing called a payback. It basically sounds like what it is. So I work a base salary and commission job, which is fantastic, awesome. But the difference is I've never heard of this until this job. My commission can actually be revoked within a certain amount of time. So if I'm out, or if I'm on the phone with somebody and I'm selling something, or I'm on the computer, virtual call, whatever, I'm selling something to somebody and they buy it, but then they decide to return the thing, or they don't want it anymore, within like 30 to 90 days, depending on the product, this company will take back my commission. Isn't that crazy? and there's probably rules about me not being able to talk about this, but last time I checked, I didn't fucking sign an NDA, nor is it okay to, do this to people and then make them stay silent about it. It's just fucking weird. So eventually I will out who these companies are and everything, but this year has been such a fucking weird time of how absolutely money hungry people are. And I've been complaining about Arizona especially, and I'll touch upon that in a moment. But yeah, a payback period where if you sell something, get your commission. They literally told us, make sure you save your money just in case, on the off chance. And it's not that much of an off chance. It's really not. At any point in time, they could be like, the customer returned the thing, we need that money back. Like, dude, I just paid bills with that. I just did whatever. And not only that, there's fucking people who work this job who have children. Hey, little Timmy, you can't do travel soccer anymore because my boss is a piece of shit who enforces this type of rule, or this company is a piece of shit that enforces this type of rule, which is so fucking funny. Because, again, honestly, I would love if anybody were to guess what the company is. And I'm not going to say. I'll probably give a little indicator like, hey, you got it. But I'll definitely say no to the ones that it's not right for. What the fuck was I going to say? Sorry, I was at a red light and just, shut my brain off. But, what was I going to say? Shit. You know what? Honestly, I should move on from it. It's so negative. Granted, has everything I said today been negative? It's a really rainy day. It has been disgusting here in New Jersey. Let me tell you that. It's so insane. I like the rain. Don't get me wrong. But for this long, I might as well move to London. This is ridiculous. But besides that, rainy days mostly remind me of Bleach. Bleach, greatest anime ever. I don't want to hear any arguments about it. No. But I'm very happy to see that Bleach has done so well. They have gotten the 3 seasons, the cores, out in such a timely and efficient manner. The animation has been great, so they say. I'm actually watching it with a friend, and I have to wait until we catch up to the newest arc of the 1,000-Year Blood War. So I'm still in the Fullbringer arc, just at the start of it. So, which I must say, I'm so glad that Bleach gets the respect that it deserves, because it's always deserved this type of respect. A big complaint of it used to be like, oh, Ichigo's so boring, he has no substance. What? God, I don't know what to tell you besides just, I guess, rewatch it, and then you tell me. Most people's unfavorite arc, the arc people don't like the most is the Fullbringer arc. And I would say I understand why, if it weren't for the simple fact that it completely shits upon the fact that, yes, Ichigo does have substance. You just saw a boy man, get mentally fucked with, and it was changing him. You literally see the character change and everything in this. And this is a guy who had to fight gods, literal fucking gods, and this is the thing that's really messing with his mind. I want you to think about that. So yeah, I will defend Bleach till the day I die. Greatest anime. Because I also just rewatched Naruto, and God, I love that golden boy. Oh, that golden boy could do no wrong. But at the same time, if we're gonna be honest here, there are clearly flaws, as there are in Bleach, as there are in One Piece, the big 3. But I think just the main takeaway, at least for me, is that Ninja Jesus really teaches you a lesson as to why you just have to get rid of hate. Get rid of hate, man. It's so sad. I kind of remember the topic that I was going to touch on prior, which is, just money and things like that. Yeah. Even myself, I have 2 people in particular that I need to pay back, One of them I'm going to do relatively soon, which I'm very happy to finally be able to do. And then the second one is going to take a little bit longer because I need to buy them a trip to Japan. And I can say this because it's truly not like they're going to listen to this unless it's way in the future, if they even give a shit. But yeah, in the future, I will be buying them a ticket to Japan. So I'm kind of giving away that idea. So I kind of, fingers crossed, I hope they don't end up hearing this, because I wonder if they would know who they are. It's not too super important. Look at that. We're at the 20-minute mark. I think I've exhausted everything that I've had to say. You know what I mean? So, screw it. All right. I'm basically done. I will record another. I'm so thirsty. I've just been talking a million miles an hour. I've been talking this whole goddamn time. I need to drink water, and honestly, I want to go to sleep. I want to go home, and I want to take a nap. It is 4:20. It was 4:19. It's 4:20. I want to go take a nap. So, goodbye, everybody.